We are planning and helping you plan ahead for when there is a house full of guests over for the holidays. Jamie Yost says this would be the perfect breakfast. We're going to make an eggs Benedict casserole, and basically a lot of folks love breakfast casseroles and know what they're all about, so we're just kind of going to take that up a level, right?
We are. We're going to take it up just a little notch, and this is a a fancy dish that's served in a not so fancy form. I like to think, but it's a lot easier because Christmas can be a little stressful. You got a lot going on, so this is easy. There's no need to stress about breakfast.
All right, and one thing that you could actually do the night before.
Actually, yeah, you can totally put this together the night before, and then while the kids are opening presents, you can pop it in the oven. By the time everybody's got all their gifts unwrapped, you've got breakfast ready.
All right, fantastic.
That works out perfectly, yeah.
All right, so we've got what? 8 eggs?
8 eggs. You start off with 8 eggs, so there are quite a few of those in there. And if you want to start whipping that up, we are going to add in some milk, and you can actually use skim, you can use cream, whatever you have in your refrigerator.
Okay.
And then we're also, of course, we got some flavoring. We got salt, onion powder, and then I'm going to put in 3 green onions. Now, some of the reviewers on this recipe mentioned that the green onions were a little bit much for them, so they use regular white onions. So feel free to use whatever your taste wants. And you stir those up, and while you're whipping that up, I'm going to start assembling the casserole. I'm going to start with a layer of Canadian bacon. And again, since this is a casserole, use whatever you've got. If you've got some leftovers from the Christmas ham that you're making, you can also use that.
Okay.
So I'm
Any need to grease that?
You don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to. You can, obviously, but so do that. We're going to do, so about half of the Canadian bacon in the bottom, and then I've cut up English muffins. So this is just kind of Eggs Benedict deconstructed.
Okay, I gotcha.
So pour that in there, and then I'm going to finish it off with another layer of our Canadian bacon. And here's also where some of the reviewers on the site said, I added some green peppers, or you could add, you could do some hot sauce if you wanted to kick it up a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
So this is where you can kind of play with it and use up whatever you've got in your fridge and kind of, adjust to what your family likes to eat.
Okay.
And then after that, we're just going to pour all of that onto here. And this is where you
So the whole deal goes in.
Absolutely, the whole thing. And you can see those onions kind of sit on top, so it makes it really pretty when it comes out of the oven. And that's it. So what you do is you pop this in the oven overnight. You can leave it up to 24 hours if you want, but put it in there overnight, and then you're going to cook it about 30 minutes covered, take off your aluminum foil, and pop it back in for another 15 minutes.
Okay, all righty. So now, when I do this, I should go ahead and cook it when I do it, or can I put it in the fridge like that for the next day? Or will that make the bread too soggy for that?
No, you just pop it in the fridge and set it out, and you're good to go.
Okay, all right.
And then, now this is the crowning point. This is my favorite part of this recipe. It's the hollandaise sauce, which of course is the classic ingredient in Eggs Benedict.
Yes.
So right before you're going to serve it, you take your hollandaise sauce and drizzle it over there. Now the recipe actually calls for a packet of hollandaise sauce, and you can find that in the gravy section of your, like the little instant gravy pack section of your grocery store, or you can do what I did and just make your own. You can do whatever one. Of course, the packets are going to save you a little bit of time.
Is that enough? So, that I looking at your
That's perfect.
I put too much. Maybe.
You can never really have too much hollandaise sauce.
Okay, all righty.
And sprinkle some paprika on there because it adds a nice smoky flavor, and I think it makes it look pretty.
All right, super. There we go. And you've got more great recipes at allrecipes.com.
Absolutely. All kinds of Christmas recipes. You got all sorts of different breakfast casseroles. Of course, cookies are really big this time of year.
Super.
So anything you got, bacon-wise or cooking-wise, they got you covered.
Here we go. Recipe number 5282. Online now in the Talk of the Town section at newschannel5.com. As always, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays.